YouTube app sitting there saying it couldn't even end the live stream. Couldn't end the live stream. Couldn't start a new live stream because it couldn't end the live stream because the internet wasn't working. It couldn't load YouTube at all. It had to refresh, try again. No internet, sorry. Close that shit, load another program. Internet works. YouTube Studio, internet works. Load a YouTube back up. Oh, internet fucking works. And here we are, back again. So Felix Sater was an informant for the CIA during the Clinton administration because he was in the Russian mob. And apparently, the Russian mob just happens to know all about Al-Qaeda. They just don't like him. Maybe you should stop giving them AK-47s then. Oh, right. Oh. Never mind. Shh. We did. We taught our wonderful friend in Saudi Arabia how to make his own Kalashnikovs. Oh yeah, those guys in Saudi Arabia. They're probably the same fucking family of the prince that just killed the fucking journalist. And let me tell you, the Khashoggi killers, not this YouTube channel, are going to be touted in very recent history as having been the turning point. Howdy, Conway. That's going to be the time where people started snooping into Trump's connections to Saudi Arabia, Russia's connections to Saudi Arabia. People are going to be remembering, hey, you know, they've been kind of doing some pretty terroristy shit recently. And in the back of their heads, a lot of people right now, journalists, I could name names, but I won't, because I'm not trying to risk those people's lives. People you see on TV every day, one in particular, at this very moment, is thinking, what if Trump owned the tower? Wasn't it Saudis, Iraqis, and Syrians on the plane? Oh, but the BBC reported that one of the hijackers wasn't even dead, so it's all. Oh. Yep. Never known any Muslim guys with the same name. Perhaps the BBC was mistaken and the CIA wasn't. Just maybe. I'm not even being sarcastic with the maybe. Just maybe. But rather than infallible and they must be lying if they're wrong, they could also just be mistaken. I mean, people like to. People like to point out they were wrong about WMD in Iraq. But that can't mean shit. You know, if you're trying to say that they're hiding aliens in Area 51, the only reason why they were wrong about the weapons of mass destruction is because they didn't care about that anyways. They just went there to take the oil. But they didn't take any fucking oil. You know who took the oil? The Russians did. Yep. Most of the oil fields in Iraq are controlled by the Russians and Chinese. Ain't that a bitch? You know, people might confuse me with someone who likes to hear myself speak. I don't like to hear myself speak. I just like to hear logic. If somebody could direct me to the other person that is more logical than I am, I'd be glad to stop making broadcasts and just tune into their shit instead. But as long as there's an ever-mounting pile of bullshit consuming this world, I'm going to be standing here with a shovel. I was just noticing how it undid your like. Anyways. So, let's recap again since this is a third video. 30 years. 10 years. This period, we don't know. All this time, the Russians were connected to terrorism, directly supplying terrorism, directly supplying fucking terrorists, okay? What's funny about this is it was Gaddafi, and then it was Gaddafi, right? Gaddafi and Saddam, Gaddafi and Saddam's men. But Saddam had some weird obsession with, like, embracing the West and stuff. Yeah, until we started bombing him. That'll usually change your mind about someone. Hey, yeah, stop bombing me. I don't like you anymore. So was Russia or was Russia not connected between this period? Now, I don't know when Felix Sater started working for Trump. I think that it was after this, because that's what he said. After that, I went to go work at this Trump Soho, okay, which is not shown here. That's not it. Trump Soho Tower, as a real estate broker, basically, and he was basically selling Trump units independently. Then he actually went to work directly for Trump. Okay, so he was money laundering for the Russian mob out of Trump Tower. Good morning. Well, they killed Mr. Conway's internet, apparently. They've been giving me some trouble with mine. I didn't realize that was either, Salty. Yes, that's why I said good morning. I thought you were a second person. I thought Conway was still here. Anyways. So, the Cold War ends. Felix Sater is a Russian mobster informing the Clinton administration about Al-Qaeda. And that just seems to be a weird connection to me. Okay. The first bombing of the Trade Center. For the people responsible for this irritating bullshit. Being burned alive. You know that whole part where you eventually die? Or like the whole going into shock thing? Neither of those luxuries. Putin takes power after the downfall of Clinton's power base, the coal bombing, and the Monica Lewinsky scandal. But if there was anything that somebody could have been behind that would make him able to seize power in Russia, look what I've done for the empire. Who can challenge me? Okay? Because that's the only way to become a Khagan. Okay? That's a great Khan of the Horde. Vladimirovich. And if I pronounce that properly, that should tell you just exactly how much shit I watch in Russian and Ukrainian. I can pronounce it properly and still sound. How about that? Dear Vladimirovich. Okay, sorry. I just had to. Hola, ¿cómo es? Can't stand it. No, you planned it. I'm gonna set straight this Watergate. You can't shut me up with a push of a button. Anyways. So. Where were we? Monica Lewinsky scandal. Coal bombing. Y2K craze. Fox News. Basically, Russian trolling is taking over. All of these things Putin has accomplished. And so he is given mind if I make a fucking broadcast, YouTube? Five megs upload. No other devices on. Can't broadcast at fucking 5 a.m. Huh? So then, after Trump can't get money from anywhere, he gets money from Russian mobsters, builds these 2 towers. Al-Qaeda, again, the person that this guy is strangely knowledgeable about, Al-Qaeda at least helps knock down the towers. The only way it wasn't Al-Qaeda is if there was someone on the ground with the knowledge of knocking down buildings who had a friend who was capable of interfering with investigations, Giuliani. And I don't see how you get around this. This is the whole story. And people need to talk about it. Thanks for watching. I'm giving up on trying to wait for the reconnect thing to pop up.